Today I am sharing 13 travel essentials that you might want to consider taking on your next trip. A lot of these I have used for many, many years, and a few I have recently purchased, and I'll do just like a little mini review. Everything will be linked in the description box below, and let's get started with the first item. Many, many years ago, my dear mother and my dad, by default, sort of, got me this little laundry bag. It comes in a little case like this. Pop it out, poof it open, and put all your laundry in here because it is a laundry bag. I would consider this a travel essential because every time we go somewhere, of course, you end up with dirty laundry. The problem that I was having with this one was that you can see it's actually not really that big. You know, we go on a trip or go camping or something, and within one day, everyone is shoving their dirty laundry in here and it is completely full. Like sweatshirts, jeans, jackets, and towels, and you know, it fills up fast. And then last year for Christmas, to my kids' just ultimate happiness and joy, I got them each their very own travel laundry bag. These ones are by the brand Kickerland. I think I got these on Amazon. The pouch is included in it and it just opens up and there you go. They can each have their own little laundry bag. You know, it's also educational. It's got the world on it. And I just think a laundry bag is an essential. If you don't have a laundry bag, it seems to make sense. The next essential, I don't know if it's really an essential, but sometimes it is an essential depending on where you're going. And I will just tell you what it is now. So in the past, whenever we would go somewhere, I do have this little straightener buddy right here. I like this thing. It works really well and it's teeny tiny and I've had it for a long, long time. But then if I wanted to curl my hair, I would always have to bring along my huge curling iron. And then another thing, not that I travel to Europe all the time, but I did just go to Germany recently for my job that I had. And I brought this little combination here and this guy worked okay, but this one does not do the dual voltage or whatever. So I ended up trying to just curl my hair. I mean, I can straighten it, but anyway, so I decided I was going to try and find something that would be a combination of these two that would also work in Europe were I to go travel to Europe again. So I looked on Amazon, I found this little guy. I decided to try it. I guess my daughter decided to try it too because her hair's in it. So here is my little mini review of this. I do love that this thing is little and it covers both heat tools at the same time. It is dual voltage, so for some that travel internationally, that's kind of nice. It has a little on and off switch and then it lights up when it's on. It does not have heat control, so I think it only goes up to a certain temperature, maybe like 320 or 360. I'll put it on the screen. I can't remember. And then it has this little toggle on the back. And so it can be a straightener like this. So if you have that down, it works as a straightener. You can just go ahead and straighten your hair. And then when you flip it up like this, it actually locks the straightener part together and it turns into a curling iron. I did find that I was able to curl my hair. I didn't do it today. I just used my other thing. But when I did use this, it did work really well. But I think if you have really long hair, it's probably not the best because that little barrel is fairly short because it's a travel essential. And so I found that if I was not careful about just keeping my hair on that barrel part, I was kind of getting hair stuck in kind of where this little rest is. So I just had to, you know, be really gentle about only going at the top. See, look at it. My hair is already starting to go down. So you just, I mean, I think for a pinch, and a lot of times I bring this stuff and I don't end up doing anything with my hair anyway. It just goes in some sort of horrible scrunchy bun or just air dry it. But if I'm going somewhere where I actually have to look nice and I'm limited for space, this is what I'm going to bring instead of all the other stuff. The next thing is the luggage that I have been using forever. I actually looked up when I purchased this beautiful white carry-on and it was in 2017. This is a hard side carry-on suitcase from Samsonite that I have been using since 2017. That is a long time ago and it is still holding up well besides the fact that it's all full of marks. I ended up buying it in white because it just looked crisp and fresh and pretty, but I also thought, who gets white luggage? Nobody. And this is why. It is full of marks and it's just been, you know, it's been around the block, but it has held up really well. It's been on many airplanes. For a while, I was really adamant about only taking it as a carry-on on the plane because it was white and I was trying to like preserve its whiteness. And then eventually I think I just had to check it at some point and now it's just, you know, whatever. It just has the zipper compartment on the one side and actually on the other side, what I've been doing lately, and you can tell me why I shouldn't do this because it feels wrong, but it seems to work. Maybe in case the luggage falls apart, but I've just been unzipping that zipper backwards, and then I just stuff all my stuff in underneath the zipper pouch. And I feel like I can get more stuff in there because I can shove it all down in between kind of where the handles come out. It also has a lock on it. And then of course it expands to be a little bit bigger if you need a bigger size. And I've just been really happy with that suitcase. And then along with the suitcase, my other piece of luggage that I have been bringing pretty much everywhere with me is this Multitasker tote by the brand Poppy and Peonies. I bought this one on my own, and then they recently sent me another one that I'll show you next. I'm not sure if this is something that I'm supposed to love about this, but I like the fact that it's a faux leather bag. If this was a leather bag, like actual leather, it would be like $500 or something ridiculous. And so I don't feel too bad kind of shoving this underneath an airplane seat in front of me, or just, you know, banging it around the airport. Airports aren't always the cleanest locations ever, so I just feel like it does its job. And it does its job well. What sold me on these totes is that they have this little pocket where you can put a full size, either a Stanley, or I always use these big Hydro Flask bottles, and it has its own little compartment. You don't have to try and shove it in somewhere else or carry it around. I really like the laptop pocket they have in these bags, and then they also have lots of other pockets. I just feel like everything can be super organized and everything can have a little spot, and at least you start out the trip with everything in its spot. And then when you come home, it's all just like a mess, but at least to start out, you feel good about it. And then I loved it so much that I reached out to Poppy and Peonies and I was like, hey, can I be some sort of affiliate or something? And so they sent me this one, which is the Muse tote. This has a little bit different shape. I just thought it was so pretty, and it's a nice big size. It pretty much has the same interior as the Multitasker. It still has that nice huge pocket for my water bottle. This one comes with a removable laptop sleeve, and then it has all these other little organizational pockets, and the whole thing zips on top. And then on both of these bags, they have a little zip sleeve here, so you can just stick it on top of your Samsonite Freeform dirty old white suitcase and feel very organized, at least, like I said, at the beginning of your trip. I have ordered a few different things from Poppy and Peonies, and I just think they have the best pockets and organization and everything. It's like they're really thinking. I will put a discount link on the screen here and in the description below if you want to check out Poppy and Peonies for yourself. The next items are pretty small and would fit nicely into the pockets of those little Poppy and Peonies totes. And here's my little sneak peek of what they are. And these would be for if you are going on a trip where you either paint your nails or paint them with gel or whatever, and then you're a couple days into the trip and you chip a nail or the nail polish starts to come off and it just looks terrible. And so I ended up ordering these little polish remover packets. They come in a pack of 10, and all you do is just rip them open and you can use them on a whole hand, and it will just take all the polish off. And then at least your nails are just clean and they don't have remnants of whatever nail polish you started your trip with. And the other one is this little gel nail polish remover. It's like a little nail polish that you brush onto your gel nails, let it sit, and then it just kind of rubs off. I tried this and it seemed to work okay when I tried it. So I feel like for not taking up much space, these would be useful if you had that situation where your nail polish is coming off and it looks terrible and you just want it to look just not terrible. If you've watched any of my videos about travel things or my favorite things or whatever, this ends up in the video, and so I just have to do a really quick little showing of it. It is this little travel white noise maker. It is super tiny, it's rechargeable, it has 15 different sounds, it goes up actually quite loud, and it lasts for days. We always just put it on this little white noise sound, but I mean, if I put it up next to the microphone, it gets pretty loud. And like I said, this will last many days, and it is just teeny, and I've like hung it from the railings of bed. You can kind of wrap it around and hang it on things, and I have just used this like every time we go somewhere. I bring this. Love it. The next thing I was just inspired to get because I see it in every video that shows somebody packing a purse or pack with me for a weekend or pack my work bag or whatever. Everybody has this, so I thought I'll just get it because I feel like it would fit really well into my little pouches and my Poppy and Peonies totes. This isn't even that exciting because I'm sure you've seen it a million times too. You probably have it too, but it's just these little Touchland hand sanitizers. This one is the smell beach cocoa, and you just squirt it on. I mean, it just works like a hand sanitizer, and you just rub it on and it smells really good. This is a new addition to my travel essentials, but I just had to put it in here because I think it's really, I mean, I like them. I do like them. The next item is inspired by my 11-year-old daughter and probably every one of her friends. If you have an 11 tweenish year old daughter or granddaughter or someone in your life, you have probably smelled the familiar smell of Sol de Janeiro perfumes and scents. They honestly smell really good. This little set would actually be a really great gift for someone of that age, but I think even for adults, they smell really good. This one is number 59. The little set comes with a little perfume. It has a little body butter and a little shower oil, and it just comes in this nice little case. I don't know, just kind of fun if you have room. Since you're saving room because you don't have to bring your curling iron with your flat iron, you can pack this little set instead. I don't know how much of an essential this actually is if you're in your 40s, but they do smell good. Next, I have a couple of I can't even do that. I put a treat up here to entice her up here because everyone likes to see honey. There, she found it. And then it just was too much on cue. Yes, I tricked you. The next few items are things that I have just been wearing a lot on trips or during travel and that kind of thing. The first one is a lovely sports bra. This is by the brand CRX Yoga. I mean, I'll put a picture of what it looks like on the models, but this is what it looks like in real life. This is just a long line sports bra. It has a U back in the back. It's made of this buttery, soft material. It doesn't really roll up and nothing cuts in. And so I've just worn this so many times if we're going to be on an airplane or traveling in the car or something. I always have this. So much always that I decided recently to get it in a different color. Just recently bought this one too. I got these in a size medium. They're just super soft. I love that nothing cuts in and it's just smoothing and comfortable. We took a road trip to Montana this summer and it took us 2 days to drive there. And I just wore that pink bra the whole time. Plus I wore it hiking and around the campground. I just like wore it a lot. I should have got this before we went because then I would have had two, but I just did that one. And I didn't care if it stuck out underneath my shirt and I never curled my hair. And it's just a camping trip. They do have a spot for cup pads and the cup pads that come with them are pretty intense. Like this is a thick cup pad and it's always fun to show this kind of thing on the internet, but I just prefer to use these little cakes. So I just use these with like all my sports bras and swimsuits and everything. And I just use those with the CRZ yoga bras. And if you have not tried these little cakes, I think they're just great. Sometime maybe I'll be some sort of ambassador and have my own little commercial about them. But until then, I just use them and buy them myself. This wouldn't be a complete video of mine if I did not include my favorite slippers, which I take when we travel. They're by the brand Acorn. Mine have little owls on them. They have a rubber sole. They're really durable. They hold up really well through lots and lots of use. I just wear these all the time. We do a lot of camping in our pop-up camper, and if it's going to be cold, I always just bring these because it's just comfy on my feet, and the floor does get cold in the camper. For me, they're a travel essential. Maybe not for you, but I had to throw them in here. Another set of footwear that I have traveled with and have proven themselves worthy of a walking type vacation is these Adidas Run Retro 70s, I think they're called. I bought these right before I went on a work trip to Germany where we ended up walking miles and miles, like 20,000 steps a day, just walking to the convention center that we were going to, back to the hotel, out to eat, across the bridge, down the Rhine, like everywhere we were going. I brought one single pair of shoes and I wore these to death. I bought them in brown because I just figured it was a nice neutral color. And I like that they're not super short, so I can wear like a no-show sock and have it not show. And I realized that the trend now is to wear your socks showing, but I'm way behind on that trend. And I don't like it when my sock shows. So that might change. I'm usually way behind. Until then, I just wear my regular like ankle Target socks and they don't really show that much under this shoe and they are just super comfy. I can't actually do a travel video without also including this little charger by the brand Charmast. I have shared this multiple times on this channel and it just stands the test of time. Continue to use it. My daughter was actually just using it today, so it's drained down to 0. We're not even traveling, we're just in the house and she's just plugged in. You charge it by using the little USB, plug it into the wall, charge it up to 100, and then it has all these other little options for charging. So you can charge anything that takes, these 3 charger types. And then it has little charger ports on the top too. So you can get this thing just like octopused out to lots of different devices. I don't know how many charges you would get, but I can get at least a couple full charges on my phone. We've had this one multiple years. I probably just need to get my kids one of these for Christmas this year if my They probably can hear me say that, so it's not gonna be surprising. Fit beautifully into one of the little pockets in those tote bags, and I just really recommend it. Just continue to recommend this one. I also have recommended this one on my channel before. This is just the Unseen sunscreen by the brand Supergoop. I like that they come in these little containers. This is expensive stuff. So if you were to get this in a huge container, it'd be like $200 because I think this costs maybe 30 or 35. It's not inexpensive. And after I put my lotion on in the morning, I just put this on. It's not greasy like a sunscreen, and it just makes me feel like I'm protected if we are going out, you know, just every time we go on a trip somewhere, we're generally outside a lot. And then I just put this on in the morning, and it usually just lasts me all day. I really like these, especially for travel. I mean, I'll use them at our house too, but travel especially. If you have a favorite travel essential, put it in the comments and we can all benefit from a little travel essential conversation down in the comments. For more travel essentials and favorites, I will put a link to a video you can watch next right here. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.